Let me ask you something, Austin, and I want you to be honest. The things that you've learned in this podcast by being a part of it, have you used those in your life at all?
Yeah, I got married this year.
He learned how to close.
Yeah, you had to.
He learned how to close.
He had to build trust first.
Yeah,
right?
the 5 real reasons.
He had to figure out what she needed, what she wanted.
Yeah.
She said no the first 3 times, and it wasn't about money. At least I don't think so.
And then he had to create urgency.
It's persistency.
Hello and welcome to episode 49 of the Life Insurance Academy podcast. I'm your host, Austin Lopes-Silvero, and I'm joined by my co-hosts Chris Ball, Zach McElwain, and Roger Short. The LIA podcast takes you into the conversations of top producing life insurance agents so that you can level up your business. For episode notes and resources, and to be the first to know about new shows and announcements, visit liapodcast.org/subscribe. There's actually a few goodies in that email too. When you subscribe, you'll get an email with some downloads. And then make sure to follow us as well on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Life Insure Acad. Well, welcome to the last episode of 2020. Guys, can you believe this year is over?
This is the longest, shortest year of my life. That's
It's been a wild year. And this is episode 49.
I can't
We
believe
did
it.
49 episodes of
made
this
it.
podcast.
Looks like we made it.
That's
COVID
crazy.
didn't get us. We did it.
We survived.
Man, well,
They
if you're-
said it couldn't be done. They did.
Golly.
And they see Austin jump.
I did.
You're screaming it. They said.
It couldn't be done.
We did it.
Well, if you're joining us on today's podcast, this is the highlight reel. This is the highlight reel of season 1 of the Life Insurance Academy podcast.
Give us the Sports Center highlight music.
Man, I was trying to think of like a funny thing that's like the opposite of Sports Center to do instead, but
Those are Dole's Bananas.
the Big Bang Theory theme song or something?
Yeah, something like that.
na 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 Office theme song.
No idea.
Oh, no.
It's horrible. That's burned in my memory from my
Yeah.
college
Na, na,
roommate.
na, na, na.
That's it.
That's the Sports Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Sports
But anyways,
Center.
this is the highlight reel of our 2020 season 1. And so if you're joining us today, I mean, you're kind of getting the Cliff Notes. I'm not saying that this is cheating, but you're getting the creme de la creme.
Yes.
The best of.
The
Yeah,
best
that's
stuff.
Spanish for best stuff.
Year in review.
I don't think that's the language.
I
It
like.
is. It's Spanish.
And so
Top 10. Are we doing top 10? No,
No,
it's
it's
8.
not.
We're doing top 8.
Top-ish.
Is that even a thing?
Top-ish.
the best ones.
Yeah, the best.
And so
The
when you
goods.
listen today, we're going to try and give you the episode number. So if you like the idea, the topic, the words of advice, or just the funniness of whatever we share today, you're going to be able to go to that episode and re-listen to it. So let's get into it. Guys, what have been your favorite episodes of this year that we recorded? Like, was it because of the content? Did you just have fun? Did someone say something funny?
You know, I kind of wish like I could look up
And then they're all there.
and then there's a thought bubble, you know, like it jumps to it. Like, ooh.
Maybe that'll be on the thumbnail.
Maybe that's it. For me, it goes back to number 1.
Dang.
It goes back.
Back
you
to
know?
the roots.
And part of it is like
So we knew you were going to go first, and we knew you were going to pick number 1.
Did
So
you?
Zach and I had to stay away from number 1
You're
because
like,
we know
oh,
you
Chris
got
is
it.
gonna stay
Chris
number
is going to
1.
take it first. Austin always throws to him first.
Yeah, that's the case. But it's a little nostalgic for me
Yeah,
because
number 1, the beginning.
Yeah, and it's,
This was your first.
this
What
was
started us.
back before I had a beard. You know,
I didn't know if you were going to say back before I had a beer.
no beard. There's a
Beard.
D at the end of it. But for me, I really liked that episode because I had a lot of the same questions when I started. You know, can I make money doing this? Can I be successful? Episode 1 is that idea is of being a 6-figure earner.
Yeah, can I really make $100,000?
Can I do it? And there's I remember the gut feelings of those questions, the doubts that come with those questions. But I've experienced it myself, and I've seen other people do it. And I'm proud of that first episode of our podcast. We launched with that same idea, and we've had many conversations with people who are on that same journey. So it's a great start.
Like
I love it.
on top of this idea of can agents really make $100,000 in this business, it also is like symbolic of like, that was our first episode. We had to go through episode 1 to get to today in episode 49. We just had to start. And
Yes.
so many agents, they just need to start. They just need to do that first door knock
Yeah.
or call that first lead. I mean, it's symbolic in a lot of ways.
It
Very
is. And,
powerful.
and some of our podcasts have been clunky, and hopefully they brought tons of value to people. Some have been fantastic, amazing. But yeah, that first one, it was the lights came on, and we put the work in and we did it. So that was
and
pretty
who
exciting.
knew when we recorded that one that we were going to have the year we actually had with 2020?
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
I
no
know.
kidding, man.
Right?
Yeah.
And yet we're saying you can do it. Nobody just showed you how.
Yeah.
Like it's possible.
Yes.
And then we get hit by 2020. So it'll be interesting, as we review these things to look back and see what actually happened in 2020.
What's crazy to me is we asked this question in episode 1, can I really make $100,000? Not knowing what the year would bring. And today in episode 49, we can answer that question confidently that yes, agents still made $100,000 in this crazy year.
A lot more.
That's a
we've
really
had-
good point.
We've had agents had record years.
Yeah.
Record years this year, and it just validates everything you say because nobody anticipated a corona smacking us. But like, can you imagine like the drama that we would have on a normal year? Doesn't compare to what we've had this year, especially where we live in our area with all the closures and all the other things that are going on. But to see, agents persevere, go through everything, make $100,000 in this, like, how can you not do that no matter what comes next?
If you can make $100,000 in 2020, what can you do in 2021?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, man.
it's not only making $100,000, Austin, because some people maybe made a lot more than that, and they made $100,000 in 2020, but it's declining. Like, this has been a proven system that their income is rising through 2021 and it's going to be even more in the following years.
That's awesome.
I just hope the next novel virus is not called Dos Equis.
Yes.
Because it would be the end of the Mexican beer industry.
Yeah,
altogether,
that's
wouldn't
not
it?
fair. And that's
I was
not
like,
fair
where
to
is
them.
that going?
That's not fair to them.
Because I like them both.
Oh yeah, especially with a lime.
Oh, man.
Let's get those Russian beers.
Have you had Israeli beer?
No, I haven't. I'm not a big beer drinker.
Okay. Anyways, back to, all right.
Can you name one?
I can't name it.
It's 5-star, I think is
Oh,
the
is
name of it.
That used to be a
Actually
gas
pretty
station.
Gold star. It's a
That's what I know. That's what I know.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Anyways, back to it. All right, Zach or Roger, what's been one of your favorite episodes this year?
I would say for me, it's a series. I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but really,
He's on. Are you
Here we go.
easy? You're owning
Also, that
7
beer was-
episodes, aren't you?
that
You're
beer
going
was
to take
gold
7
star.
episodes.
no, I'm only gonna take the first 7. No, episode 3 and 4. It was the 5 Real Reasons series. So it was a part 1 and part 2. I can't pick one because together they're.
I see what you did
They're
there.
there together.
Little secret. We recorded that in one, so you get. I'll give you that. It was one recording, one take.
Yeah,
that
it
we
was.
split up in the
It
two.
was one recording. Yeah.
Oh, was it? What?
Yeah, because we went for like 95 minutes.
You just
We're
peeled
like,
back
we
to-
should
yeah.
probably split
Well, see,
that
then
up.
I'm still within the
Yeah,
parameters.
see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I'll
we're
give
good.
it to you. I'll give it to you.
But to me,
Well played.
if you listen, that's an episode that you can listen to 5, 6, 7 times, and you're going to continue to apply that to your everyday sit. Like, so what I teach people and what I do personally, and one of my biggest growth area of business was continuing to improve each and every day. You learn more from the sits that you are not successful in, or you fumble, or you get objections, and that's your own personal test that you can kind of debrief with yourself if you don't have anybody, or with somebody else, and you can identify where this went wrong. Where did they say it went wrong? What was the objection that I got on the surface? But what was the real reason? What was the root of that? What can I do differently in my next sit and my next opportunity to prevent that from happening, or address that concern before it becomes a major issue? And it allows you to continue to just get better and to a point where you have no more objections. So really understanding the concept of sales, and it really teaches you how to read people. Because you know what you're going through, you know how to get them to that end result, and once you continue to read people, you start to see in their eyes why you're going through it, or their body language, or their tonality, where they're starting to fumble and what you need to make adjustments in real time in a sit to continue to move through those 5 reasons so they don't become objections.
The episode you're talking about, that series, I mean, back from my sports ball days, that's the free throws. That's you're learning the fundamentals. You have to.
That's in a basketball analogy.
Weird. I thought, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that's the footwork, right? That's the shooting form. You know, that's the basics. That's understanding, because if not, you keep traveling or keep turning the ball over, doing the same thing over and over again, and you don't know why. So it's impossible for you to make the correction. I was talking to a new agent yesterday, and we were debriefing their sits. They had 4 a brand new agent just went to the field, had 4 sits and no apps, but it was a good, positive day. So we kind of walked through those and talked to those, and when you can apply the 5 real reasons to that in each individual sit, and then play in your mind for a second, if you had to go through those sits again, what would you do differently? What would you spend more time on? What questions would you emphasize? And how would that play out differently?
And where did you lose the sale? Which one of those 5?
Exactly.
You can pinpoint
like
it.
a
You
mental
can sales
game
coach
tape.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like watching film after the game. Oh, I continued to make this mistake. I didn't read the defender there, or since you're so experienced in sports ball. But it allows you to relive that moment in your mind, and you may not get the app because this is all mental, but you're able to re-go through that sit in your mind to where the next time you're faced with that same opponent or that same type of situation, you know exactly how to handle it. Mm-hmm. The worst thing you can do is, I didn't get the app. Oh, well, it wasn't my fault. It was the Leeds. It was Chris. It was somebody else,
They couldn't afford it. They wanted to think about
right.
it. Yeah.
And then you continue to make the same mistake over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. In fact, one of our recent social posts, if you want a breakdown of this, on one of our recent social posts, you can find us at Life Insure Acad on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, I believe.
Yep, LinkedIn, Twitter.
And we just actually did a 5 or 6 page post on that, on the 5 real reasons why people don't buy. So if you want a reference to that and other great sales tips like this in the future,
I love this voice.
go on and subscribe and turn on notifications, and you'll get great content there as well. Zach, it was so good. It was so good. We then deconstructed the 5 real reasons and spent 5 more episodes on each of those 5 real reasons. And I gotta give it to you, Zach. Those 7 episodes are probably the most listened to and downloaded episodes of the entire series for the whole year.
They should be.
Yeah.
They should be.
Fundamentals.
Yeah.
So those episodes they're talking about, for reference, if you want to go back, are episodes 3 and 4. That's the overview. And then we break down those episodes in episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8. And so check those out. All right, Roger, how about you, man?
Well, for me, we talked about at the top of the show here how 2020, we didn't know what it was going to bring when we launched the podcast, right? And so we first of all want to thank all of our listeners for joining us on the journey, and we appreciate all the feedback that we got. And it was interesting to see what happened as we started to move through March, and then the coronavirus situation started to ramp up and get a little more serious, and everyone was trying to take measures. We didn't know how it was going to impact businesses. Some people felt like they got shut down, and all these things were happening. And we really were shown some adversity this year that probably different than any other year in my lifetime that I can think of, because it's not normal adversity. It's not just things that we can anticipate. Sickness sometimes, maybe job changes, maybe relationships, family issues, like these are normal things. Mm-hmm. But this thing was out of left field, right? Nobody was ready for this, and it impacted a lot of people. And so this idea of adversity and what you do in the face of adversity came to light. And so one of my favorite episodes is episode 23, which is understanding this one thing can transform your business.
Let's do it in your Roger voice.
Tell me what it is.
Do it in my Roger voice.
Understanding this
one thing can transform your business.
Yes, that gave me chills.
And
that gave me the shivs.
That show opened up with whatever it is that motivates you, write it on your visor. And when you're tired or when you don't know, just flop it down. Flop it down.
Flop it down.
The show opener was hilarious because Zach was talking about flop it down. and not flip it down, flop it down.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
so
fun.
funny.
It's a fun opener, but
That's completely different, by the way.
what's different?
A flop and a flip.
Is it really? Yeah. Okay, I'll go with that.
Flip's a lot more controlled.
Yeah. Flop is just.
That's more of a grab.
There's a lot of
and
emotion.
Smooth. A
Yeah.
flop is just kind of just, it's diving into the pool without any special dive. It's just
Yeah, it's
belly
just
flop,
all
right?
caution to the wind,
Yeah.
just flop.
Belly flop versus a
Yeah.
flip.
Yeah, there you go. So we talked about in that episode that when the romance is over of this idea of being successful in life insurance sales, or this career that you launched into, or this thing that was starting to go so well, and all of a sudden you hit this corona wall, or you hit other adversities, you hit personal challenges, financial challenges, health issues, other things that come out of left field sometimes, or things that may take you that you weren't expecting, like demands that are put on your time because now you're in control of your time. Like these are adversities. And when the romance is over, right, and adversity hits, the only thing that pulls you through is your why. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Why are you actually engaging in this industry? And if you don't know your why is the most powerful word in life, I think, because it pulls us through all those things. It helps us bring context to the value points we have. It helps us bring context to the things that are most important to us, the things we love the most, the things that we'll elevate above everything else, that we'll hold dear, and that we'll fight for, and that we'll work hard for, we'll put in extra time for, those things that pull us forward. And Chris, I loved one of your lines in there. You were like, if you are going to survive, nay, thrive. and we wondered what century that was from. You said you have to, this is your quote, you have to be rooted in something bigger than the adversity. And so I want to challenge all of our listeners that if you thought 2020 is now behind you because we made it here and you're listening to this podcast right around New Year's or just before New Year's, in a couple of days you're going to be doing your New Year's party and everything's going to roll and 2021 is going to go off like a bang and woo, it's going to be the best year of everyone's life. It's like that may not happen. Like there's other adversities that are going to come, and when your romance wears away, what are the important things that are pulling you through to keep you focused in the business, to do the things you have to do to protect the families, your clients, so that you can take care of your own family. So you got to know your why. And we dive deep into how to kind of deconstruct that and get some things on paper so that you can use that kind of as that mental picture, that family photo that you keep because it's a special one when you travel, or the one that you keep on your screensaver on your phone or whatever it is, those things that pull you through when you need to know what the most important thing is.
That's it. That reminds me of, you have military family members overseas, even in the commercial you sent us the other day, Chris. It was a Christmas commercial, but, in those coldest moments, in the darkest night, when you feel the loneliest, what do they always do? They pull the little photo of the daughter or the family out of their vest, out of their pack, and they just look at it. And when they're feeling the lowest in that moment, that's what propels them and keeps them going. And it's the same thing. You just got to flop it down.
You got to know your why.
I don't know what that means.
It means you're up next.
No, ask me.
Oh,
we need to keep that in there.
I didn't know if you were.
Someone needs to ask me.
I didn't-
I'd like to talk about what mine is too.
So Zach, what do you think about? Say, Austin.
Hey guys, I'm over here.
What about you, bud? Like what
Man,
episodes were really standing out to you? Like moved your
Like
heart.
Chris, I'm going to go a little sentimental.
Oh, don't you start crying on me,
You
buddy.
can't pick episode
Don't
one.
you?
I'm not.
You do it.
Okay.
No, episode 9. So episode 9 was our first agent submitted question.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a real moment of, holy cow, people are listening to this.
Yeah.
And this is real. And Shelby submitted a question basically around the idea of how to generate referrals. And not only did she submit a question, she recorded audio. We heard her voice. We heard a real person that listens to this podcast.
She sounded a lot like you.
Be
though.
honest, Austin.
Oh my gosh.
Was it?
You didn't believe that people actually listened to this until that moment.
It just, these are digital files, right? They go out to the internet and magically appear on people's phones, kind of like the U2 album.
Yes,
I'm a big fan.
Right, that's right. Everyone got it.
I forgot about that.
It's on my phone.
So it was just this, idea until people started like engaging, and we heard from a listener, and they had questions. Like they're like, "Hey, this is valuable. Can you help me with this?" And so that was a really special episode for me. We talked about this idea of that, as agents, you can generate high quality free leads, and all it is a question. Like, believe in your product, believe in what you do, serve the client so well that when you say, "Hey, Miss Jones, is there anyone else that I could, serve and protect their family?" Oh, let me give you my neighbor's information. Like it was. I mean, so many reasons why that episode was so valuable, and made an impact on me. But definitely check it out. Episode 9, how to generate high quality free life insurance leads.
Austin is so good at that now that he's now running our call center for the referral program. He's managing it.
That's not true.
This is how you do it, guys.
I would use this microphone though. Be like, wow, this is a really high quality call. Like,
I definitely want to give a shout out
amazing.
to. I want to give a shout out to Miss Jones because she has helped
man.
us in so many
Miss
episodes.
Jones.
Yeah, Miss Jones is
Client of the year, Miss Jones.
Client of the year.
She's bought at least 29 policies this year.
Oh, no question.
She's helped fund this podcast.
You did it, Miss Jones.
In fact, she's a sponsor.
That episode was the start of many conversations.
Oh my gosh.
I think you've done a great job. I don't want to pat your back too much in front of everybody. You've done a great job engaging folks on the social machinery.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this, like, we love hearing from you. We want to hear your questions. Like, if there's a topic we haven't discussed yet, go to liapodcast.org/feedback, and you can tell us how we're doing, but also, just ask a question. Let us know what we can help you with, and we'll do an episode on your question. Better yet, if you want to record your audio and send that to us,
we'd like that stuff.
That's amazing because we get to play your voice.
It's
on
like
the
scratch.
podcast.
Oh yeah, if you want to get
dog
on the
behind the
air,
ear.
record your question, audio, shoot
Send
it
it
over
to
to
us.
us, and we're going to select those, put them on the air, and answer questions.
So
It's fun. It's fun to do.
Or you can go on any of our social platforms, comment in any of the posts, and ask a question.
Send us a DM,
follow up, send us a
message
direct
us.
message. However, it's all good stuff.
We might send you something.
we've
I can't make any
We've
promises.
sent out
sent-
things
we sent-
before.
Shelby, she got a mug. We had Chelsea. Chelsea got
you want this
some
beautiful
swag as
travel
well.
mug?
We had listener Bart. Bart got some swag. I mean,
Yeah.
it's there's definitely some value in engagement.
Do you think the gifts are going to get bigger next year?
Look, in one episode that we did a few episodes ago, we talked about having bedazzled swag.
Oh yeah.
And one of our YouTube listeners, they're going to our YouTube channel. They commented they're in for bedazzled swag. So 2021,
I need to make it
bedazzled
happen.
swag. It's happening.
Yes, we need to make that happen.
Can you get your boys to do that as their side job?
They'd be dazzle me, Roger.
That would be good. People would pay to see that. I would.
I would pay.
I would pay to
man.
see that on the
Like a
show.
disco ball.
Live on this show.
Big old disco ball.
Disco ball. Yeah. We'll have to talk to the lighting department to make sure they turn it down those days. All right. Any other favorites? We're on a roll here.
Oh well, episode 29 has a special place in my heart.
Okay.
It's the Susan Scott episode.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That
she's-
was that our no, we
No.
had Jennifer
Nope.
Maxwell who talked on disc personality and sales, and then Susan Scott, author of Fierce Conversations.
Yeah, and that book had done a lot for me personally. So it was like having your personal hero, on.
Yeah,
on
you're
that.
You were like a kid.
Yeah, I was a little starstruck.
Hi, Susan.
And then Zach's asking
Do I call
her
you Miss Susan?
for the
or what
first
do I call you?
time of what the bore on the wall behind her, and she was
Yeah.
so blown away.
Yeah, I was impressed by that.
Yeah. And I mean, that comes from your skill set in the home of like
It-
just
I have
observing
developed that.
things.
It has
Yeah.
a meaning. You knew that. You knew she had a meaning. you
Yeah.
know?
No one just has a bore on the wall behind.
And you don't just hang it behind where you do your Zoom calls
Yeah.
Right.
for nothing. Like, oh, let's put the board there. You know, like,
But I felt like that, having her speak directly into what we do for a living. A lot of agents are nervous. They take a lot of things at face value sometimes, and they don't feel like they have the permission to be brave enough to get behind the conversation. To dig into the real conversation, and it's awesome to see people do it. And once they do it, they have confidence. Like boom, it happens. They have confidence, and they know a way forward in their career. So. I think that's an important episode.
We've referenced it a ton.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, this
Yeah,
idea
it's
of
big time.
gradually, then suddenly. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If you want to learn what that means, check
Episode
out
29.
that episode 29. If you want to dive in further, get her book, Fierce Conversations. And if you're leading a team, she has another book, Fierce Leadership. And she let us in on a little secret that 2021 might be bringing her next book.
Oh, that's right. Correct.
So be on the lookout.
Yeah.
I bet you dollars a
coming this
donuts
year.
it's going to have the word fierce in it.
Fierce pancakes. Maybe it's about making
That
pancakes.
could be your next restaurant.
That would be my I'd have to get her permission, but it'd be delicious.
The what was awesome about that episode was, Susan coaches CEOs, industry, like these million, billion-dollar businesses. And when we had that conversation, like the way that she was like, oh my gosh, you all in insurance sales, like this is crucial. I mean, she saw the importance of these fierce conversations in our industry and how much she was able to speak to that. It was just super
How
cool.
much do you
Fantastic.
think Susan would sell in her first week?
Oh, she would do phenomenal.
You'd crush
She
it.
would crush it.
She's a busy schedule, so I'm gonna say 8,000 on 3 days.
On 7 leads.
You don't need leads.
Fierce.
She don't need leads.
She don't need leads.
Awesome.
Yeah, she'd do
Episode
great.
29. That's great. All right. Zach, Roger, who wants to go next?
I say episode 41.
Okay.
It's not too long ago.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody listening has already listened to that one. But that was on Talk Less, Sell More. And
Kind of related to Chris, just this idea.
Kind of. So it does. If you notice, it's really hard to pick out my favorite of these episodes because everything bleeds together so nice, and to really become that professional and be at the level you really want to be, or hopefully you desire to be at that level. Really, every single one of these episodes need to be your favorite because it all goes together, right? But
It's one episode. Just one giant
this
episode.
is probably, and I call this is the sauce. This episode is the sauce because when this really takes an average producer or a struggling producer, it gives them more energy because they talk less, right? And they make it not about themselves, and they end up making way more money. So this is an average producer, a regular producer, taking them to a phenomenal producer. And it's simply by slowing down. When it comes to at the door, we talk about this a lot because that's kind of where this all begins, or on the phone or wherever you are, is your natural reaction is try to speed up and go fast and to get through it. But it's about pace. It's not about speed. So when you can slow down and you can listen and say less, then you're able to move forward in that. It translates to when we're building trust in the clients with the homes is listening,
Wait
taking
a second.
time.
This sounds like your other favorite episodes of the 5 Real Reasons. Trust. One.
Hey, easy now. That's diagnosing more side of it. But when you're looking and when you're in trust, and you're building that, it's not just asking questions, but being interested in wanting to hear the response. That silence in there, you can carry on a long conversation and talk less than somebody just blabbering their jaws and only talk for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you
Blabbing their
get more out
jaws.
of it. And moving through the presentation, like I was that guy. Like I was nervous as ever. I was going through it, turn the page, going through it, turn the page, go through it, turn the page. Whew, I'm exhausted. By my second sit of the day, I'm like, I need to take a nap, But doing it this way, the client's talking more than me. This is a guy, I'm just helping. They're reading the book. I'm turning the pages, it feels like. I'm just asking good questions, but I'm waiting and listening and using those pauses and those silence to generate emotion, to generate thought, to allow the picture in their mind to be fully painted of the need and the want, and then having them generate their own urgency and move right through it. So yeah, right. It does connect with those other reasons, but moving through the close, moving through pricing, this is the fourth quarter. This is 5 seconds left. Are you going to panic, or are you going to set up a good play and execute, And it's simple. You have to be prepared, and you ask the questions, and they will just unfold there for you. They'll tell you exactly what you want. You just have to be able to listen to it and be ready for it. And
I must have crushed it in that episode, because the idea is, right, talk less, sell more. I don't think I spoke at all. Actually, I wasn't even on that one. I really won on that one. Yeah, I sold a lot.
You did. You said the most.
I said the most, but not even being on
it. And that actually leads us into the episode 45, the 6 keys to, the 6 secrets of why questions are so important. Asking great questions. It leads right into that. I mean,
exactly.
Zach is diagnosed. Zach's got this science, and he's got the science of extracting the real need and the emotion from the client, so that he can help that.
This is kind of like one of those secret menu items when you go to these restaurants.
The surf and turf,
like at Starbucks. I'll have the Cap'n Crunch berries.
We have these official series, but this is like a secret series of hit episode 29 with Susan Scott, and then hit 41 with Talk Less, Sell More. And then hit 45.
45, yeah.
Ooh.
Boom, boom, boom.
There you go. 29, 41, 45. Little
For 1999.
Is that the numbers I'm supposed to play in the lottery?
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
If you play those numbers,
you better play
win.
it now.
Matter of fact, if you look up those numbers and watch Lost, those numbers are in Lost.
And then you become a polar bear.
Yes. How do we get to where we get sometimes?
I don't know.
It's me. I'm guilty. It's me.
There's plenty of people that don't even know what Lost is.
Yeah, I know.
That are listening.
They're all lost now.
They're all lost.
Yeah.
They stopped listening. It's over.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Roger, how about you?
Well, I'm going to go even more recent than that. Again,
today.
No,
he really likes the recap episode.
I like the recap. Episode 49. No, it goes back to an episode just 2 episodes ago. I'm so passionate about the business. I mean, I loved episode 1 on, is this really a 6-figure opportunity, right? I like the idea of knowing your why, but the idea of life insurance, having a life insurance license, health insurance license, having an insurance license, how that is a life-changing opportunity, and how, it allows you to take control of your job and your career. It allows you to take control of your time and your schedule. It allows you to create multiple income streams. It allows you to build a business for passive income, so that you don't actively have to go out and do it every day, but you can scale your efforts through other people, and then really set up the future and life you want to live, so that regardless of the adversity, whether it's 2020 novel Dos Equis virus, or whatever it's going to be, next year or the year after that, or whatever's coming down the pipe, like you've taken your career and insured your career with the life insurance license that insures people's lives.
Did you see what he
what I
did
did there? Yes. So that episode for me was huge. And, I know you mentioned our YouTube channel, right? We just put everything, all the content, we've got it all loaded right now on YouTube. And this one went up with a thumbnail and an audio file, and it's taken off, and we don't know why. But I think people are looking for, hey, what other opportunities are out there, and why is this a good one?
Yeah.
And man, I can't think, like if I just had to get up and tell this story over and over again, it's probably what I'm going to spend 2021 doing, because everyone needs a license. Everyone needs to get started. Take action now. Do it.
Do it.
Awesome.
Oh, wait. Hold on. What about you, Austin?
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate.
I thought you were going to say, and we interrupt this episode with this special.
I
will say this while he's actually processing. I've got to say this: Austin consumes more of the Life Insurance Academy podcast than probably any of us.
Oh no,
because
no
of
doubt.
all the post edits he does.
No, you generally can say a number and he'll tell you what the episode is.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
pretty impressive.
We recorded episode 1, and as we got further, and you said some of our episodes were clunky, some of our recordings were clunky. like he knows it because some nights till 2 a.m. in the morning,
editing.
he's still doing an edit on an hour and 20 minutes of recording time, and he's got 4 hours into the edit trying to make sense of it. So I got to say, like the best trained, best trained insurance non-licensed entity or person in the room is Mr. Lopsilvero.
I want to, reiterate Zach's episode of Talk Less, Sell More, because y'all talk a lot. No.
That's true.
Man,
Did you want a bunch of hosts on a podcast that didn't talk very much?
That would make it a little difficult.
Special guest, the mime.
I really enjoy these episodes where there's I'm a tactical guy. I like these takeaways. So when we're able to give like these downloads, it is a little bit of work on the front end to get these put together.
Come on, say it's a lot of work. That's what you've told me.
It is a lot of work. But it's so tangible for our listeners to take away. So I'm just thinking like if we go back to episode, the closing checklist. Right?
Oh yeah, that was strong.
That was a great episode where we're able to give people a download. Other episodes that we've had downloads for are...
Let me ask you something, Austin, and I want you to be honest. The things that you've learned in this podcast by being a part of it, have you used those in your life at all?
Yeah, I got married this year.
He learned how to close.
Yeah, you had to.
He learned how to close.
He had to build trust first.
Yeah,
right?
the 5 real reasons.
He had to figure out what she needed, what she wanted.
Yeah.
She said no the first 3 times, and it wasn't about money. At least I don't think so.
And then he had to create urgency.
It's persistency, man.
And then he had to make sure that he had the finances worked out.
What was the episode we did? No doesn't always mean no, right?
Oh, no. We
did not do that.
No, so we had the smoke screen worksheet for
Oh, yeah.
obstacles. That was a
was
great
good.
one. Agent activity sheet, knowing your numbers. And let me see if I can get these
You're going for all the
episodes.
tactical episodes, aren't you?
I just, who I am.
You're
I
a
like
nuts and
tactical.
bolts kind of guy.
And where do
Yeah.
they find these downloads again?
Yeah, so if you're looking for the activity tracker, that's going to be in episode 21. Go ahead and listen to that episode where we talk about knowing your numbers. If you're having problems with obstacles and you just need help working through those obstacles and trying to understand, where am I going wrong and I need to practice these, that's episode 28 and overcoming that. So we have all these worksheets to where you can listen to the episode, and then when you get home, you can download these worksheets and tools to help you out. So I really like this tactical download ones. We have a lot planned for next year for more downloads, more tactical things that I'm really excited about. And I think we have some big reveals later in this episode of
Correct.
other things we have planned for 2021. But if you're looking for the practical takeaways, if you're the type of person that wants to put pen to paper and apply what you're learning, those are great episodes. Episode 21, 28. There's a few more. We'll try and put that in the show notes.
Cool.
I think if they just go to life insurance or liapodcast.org and hit connect with us, or I think there's a subscribe option on there. If you haven't done that, you may be listening on Spotify today. You may be listening. You can find us on Pandora Radio, on
YouTube,
Apple Podcasts,
Google
the podcast
Podcasts.
app.
Podbean app.
I mean,
They're everywhere.
Pandora.
There are so
I think.
many. Sometimes it
Yeah.
sounds like you guys are making things up.
Yeah. So like you could be listening on one of those platforms, but if you want access to these resources and you go to liapodcast.org, LIA for Life Insurance Academy, podcast.org, and you'll get an offer to subscribe. When you do, I think there's free downloads that you get immediately, right?
Yep, liapodcast.org/subscribe will get you 3 downloads.
Three free downloads immediately just for subscribing to the website and our notifications.
Because when you subscribe, that lets us know, hey, there's another person that's finding value in what we're doing, and that motivates us. I mean, that motivates.
Keep going,
you know,
fellas.
Yeah,
That's what it says.
Keep going. You're doing great. This is helpful. We want more. And when we see the subscribes and the listens stop, we're like, all right. but there's a lot to learn in this industry. I mean, I've learned so much in this year alone. So it's looking good for next year.
Yeah.
I want to tell them right now, guys, but I'm holding back.
You're holding back.
I am. Let's dive into kind of the next question in our recap is, we just talked about a lot of the things that our listeners might have learned from these episodes, some of our favorite episodes and what they can learn. What have you all learned during this process of doing a podcast for a year and working with these agents and planning this content?
Yeah, there's great communicators that talk about give, and you think, yeah, there's something to it, and we took a shot at it. And the thing that has been so surprising to me, first, is how awesome people are. It's easy to get cynical in work and business, and sometimes you see the good. You see the ugly side of people. Sometimes I won't say it's all the time, but it's easy to get jaded a little bit,
especially in a year like this.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, people are stressed. There's so much going on.
Yeah, and all the news and all the stuff in the news and the ugly side of life. But then you hear all these great people that you connect to, and they're trying to build and do something significant and special in their lives. They have dreams still, and they should. And it's exciting to see that we can be a part of that. Like, I've learned that we can be a part of it. And then on top of it, how big the scope of it is. Man, there's a lot of people out there who are connected to an organization where maybe they aren't getting a lot of direction and they need some help. And there are people who are just getting started and they don't know where to begin, and people who are trying to revitalize their career. And it taught me how important this is, And
just a guy from Shelbyville, Kentucky, making a big impact.
I'm just a guy who, yes, from Shelbyville, Kentucky, from Battle Creek, Michigan, but lives in Shelbyville. And it's great to invest in people. And there's this principle of sowing and reaping. You plant something and you water it and you care for it and it produces. And this is year one. And I'm so excited about where we're headed.
It was for me. It was a lot of the feedback that we got. Like, so when you got that first question, right? When we did audience submitted question or listener submitted question, and Shelby, you're getting a call back on this episode now in 49. And so if you're listening, again, thanks for sending that one in. But the engagement from people to me was like, oh, wow. Right. And so it's, Chris, to bring a little more context, like in many of the arenas out there, we're getting promoted now in other venues, in other social environments, in other social apps. People are promoting the podcast and saying there's high value. I just read one this morning saying, hey, these guys produce a great podcast. I'm new as well. I've been listening to this one. Lots of incredible, valuable content, both strategic and mindset. And then he went on to say where you could find us and link the podcast. And that person said, thank you so much. And then another guy named Scott chimed in, and Scott said, Todd, this podcast has changed everything for me. Like, that's a big statement. This has changed everything for me. And yet sometimes when we're here talking and laughing at, all the stuff that Austin's going to have to edit out.
And his chicken coop.
And we're talking about getting married in Guadalajara and hurricanes and all the stuff, right? All the stuff. And yet someone's saying this has changed everything for me. So yeah, for me, the listener feedback has been so surprising. It's fulfilling. It's gratifying. Yeah. And I'm going to do another callback to a comment I made in a couple of episodes ago. Donald Miller, in his book Story Brand, says that we are handicapped by our own knowledge. We're handicapped by our own knowledge. So we may feel like, well, this is common sense. Zach knows how to dissect a sale, right? He's asking Susan Scott about the boar on our wall because he knows that has value and importance to her, and it opens her up and lets her share her experience of the things that are important to her. Well, he learned that by doing, right? And so it's this idea of mastering your craft or practicing your profession. Like when you come out of medical school, they say, well, I'm going to practice medicine. You want someone practicing on you like a doctor, right? But that's what they refer to it as, practicing, because no one has ever perfected it, right? You're getting better all the time. And so, yes, we've been down this journey, right? We've been on this journey together. We're down this road together. I've been in this specific industry now for 10 years. You guys have been here with me almost as long now, but and you too, from a different perspective, Austin.
Yep.
But it's so cool to see the progress, but yet sometimes we look at our own knowledge and the fundamentals that we just take for granted and think, well, everybody must know this. But yet when we put it out there, it gets accepted and ate up, and we get so much feedback about how valuable it is to other people's lives. So, you know, we have a slogan, a mantra here at our company and our business that we challenge people to be difference makers. We wear it on our wristbands every day, and the challenge is to be one. Chris put out a great message on our inter-organization communication Slack message this morning about, you know, what we wear on our wrist matters, and we challenge you today to go be one. And doing that allows us to serve people that we might never get to meet, and you might just be a listener, and you may never comment.
Roger, we've had listeners from every state in the United States in over 80 countries.
That's amazing.
Like, I was just looking at the stats.
This is
Over
what I've
80
learned.
countries.
That's
I'm
amazing.
I'm a big deal in Japan. I'm huge. I'm huge in Japan.
Typically, they are small people.
Oh my gosh! I don't know if you can say that. I don't know if you can say that.
But the fact that we're making a difference in people's lives that we may never get to meet, but yet we get a glimpse of it. We get a little taste of it. When you guys respond, when you guys message us, when you DM us, when you
Leave a review
when you leave a
on
review,
Apple.
man, we love the reviews on Apple. I mean, those are fantastic for us. It gives us energy. It allows us to push forward, and especially the questions, the engagement questions, because that helps us put together content for other people. Because if you got that question, you're not the only one. I guarantee you're not the only one. And so what we take for granted sometimes, we don't realize how big of a blessing it is for other people. So I feel like we've been living out the mission of this wristband to be a difference maker, even on the podcast. And as the years gone on, it's become more evident that we're doing that even in this way. So I feel humbled and honored to be a part of the community that wants this information and that I get to contribute back to this community. So if you're listening, I appreciate your efforts in wanting to be better in your craft. And we hope that what we're doing helps you be better just a little bit more, helps you to help one more family so you can bless your family.
Awesome.
I don't know if there's much left for me after that.
We licked the plate.
Jeez, Louise.
All the gravy got sopped up.
A few things that I've learned is, one, if I ever say anything really good, Roger will repeat it.
Hey, I mean, just gotta get it in the
There
listeners'
you
head.
go. That's a part of training. Repeat the good
That's
stuff.
really good. That's awesome.
Another thing, it lets me know I'm doing a good job, right?
Yes.
You know, so the second thing would be that there are so many people, no matter what state they listen to, and you kind of alluded to it, no matter what country, no matter what state, no matter, you know, you're working with your crazies and your environment or your leads are different. We all deal with the same things and the same issues all over the country, the same objections, the same anxieties, the same fears. And I've learned that this really, you know, the knowledge and experience that we have and that we want to help, that we can. And we will help everybody, no matter where you are, because we're all in this together. And although, you know, we speak to an audience, we speak to people in their cars. You know, you guys riding out there right now, and we've been in your seats. We're still in your seats. We deal with the same issues. It's almost like it's like a soft community. You know, I feel like we're a huge family of all these listeners, but they never talk back to us. You know, so it kind of makes me sad, but
Some
you know,
And when they do, it's great. But
yeah.
Yes.
So, you know, I don't know if we're getting into, you know, the next stage of this, but one thing, and I'll just start it off because I want to, but one thing I would love to, you know, to do for this next year is to have other platforms and other engagements where we have opportunities to become closer in our community and to, you know, it's amazing to see the value and the impact we can make on people when Roger reads these comments, and we're so excited. Like, he'll come in, you know, and we'll be eating lunch or whatever, and be like, wow, we just got this comment. We've really, you know, made a difference. Or, hey, because of this certain podcast, they wrote over 5,000-6,000 this week. Like, that stuff makes us happy, and we don't even know who this person is, you know, and that didn't impact us at all financially, at all, you know. But we all, the cool thing is the people in this room, we have small victories and we celebrate that even though we don't know who it is.
it also provides hope knowing that, like, man, if they can overcome that, so can I.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the reason we do this is to make an impact. And Chris said, yeah, a lot of this is gold value. And, we have a lot of 1999 tips, and I don't think we've invoiced anybody for
I don't think
those.
we've ever set up the links. We keep saying we're going to set up the dang links. Austin, you're letting us down on the links, man.
come on,
No,
Really.
it-
You never set up the link.
Look,
He has a direct deposit right into his account, I guarantee it.
Is there a Venmo link somewhere?
Jeez, no.
Cash App? What's going on?
I got a special arrangement with all of our listeners where I'm sliding them these free tips. the whole
You're
time.
doing free resources. That's why you can't get the show notes pages completed. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. So
Dang.
it's been an awesome impact to see that, and I want to see that grow. I want us to be able to interact with our community better and more
Even more.
often, more frequent. That's a big goal of mine.
Yeah. I'm so excited about 2021 and this
Well, shoot,
idea.
let's talk about it.
What's coming?
Are you
What's
ready?
the big
Yeah.
reveal? Are we ready?
Zach's alluded to some. There's going to be some community opportunities. So definitely stay in touch. Hit the subscribe button, and you'll be in the know of those community connection points that we're looking to do. But right now you can't see our studio,
You can't.
but next episode you will be able to.
What are you talking about, Austin?
What?
So
How do you do that, Austin, through the radio?
Through the radio machine.
He's going to give them all
what?
touchscores in their car.
How do you do that through Bluetooth?
Everyone gets a car with CarPlay.
Are you sending
It's like the
everybody
Oprah
an
show.
iPad? What's happening?
No,
It's like Oprah.
Unfortunately, we can't afford to get everyone a car with CarPlay. But you, through this opportunity, you can do it. No. So in 2021, we're launching a video version of this podcast. So if you want to see Chris's beautiful face that gets him in every door
With the beard.
It's not fair.
then you can do that. You can do that on YouTube, the Life Insurance Academy YouTube channel. Right now, it's just kind of the audio format of these past 49 episodes, including this one. But in 2021, you're going to be able to see Chris's crazy hand motions. You're going to
Chris, you're gonna have to
sausage.
put, you're gonna have
I
to
will
put
do
your
it.
pants
you
back
get to
on.
see Chris
Yes, I
grind his
will have to wear-
sausage. Yes.
How long will it be before there's Chris Ball impersonators and lookalikes that are knocking on doors saying, Miss
man.
Jones, I have no idea where I'm at.
And they're growing a beard because they think they need to look
man.
like Chris with a beard.
And you'll get to see Zach do the door knock dance.
Yes.
I mean, man, if that isn't the next viral TikTok
Better
video.
make sure that link up is for that. That link has got to
So
be up for that.
we are so excited about the YouTube video version of the podcast. Episode 50. It's a milestone
It's
for
the
us.
milestone episode.
We're launching
Austin,
with
you
our
planned it that way, didn't you?
1 year
did.
1 year anniversary for the podcast is going to be on video.
You going to
That's
get us a
awesome.
birthday bourbon?
Oh,
I
what do you
wish.
mean you
If-
wish? I think someone got one.
If you're a listener of this podcast
What?
and you have any connections to Birthday Bourbon by Old Forester in your area,
Let us
hook us
know.
up.
Let us know.
Austin wants you to hook him up first because you're already through your
I'll
first
share.
bottle of birthday bourbon, aren't you?
No. Look, one does not
One does not.
empty the well. One slowly gets water.
Slowly
Dude,
gets
if I had my
so-
music, if I had my
Yeah, I wish
music
you
machine,
had
I
your
would have done it.
music
That was
machine.
that was
Yeah.
mu- that was music. That was what's it called?
Garage band.
Oh, the instrument.
I don't
You
know.
still don't know the name of the
I don't
dang
know the name
instrument.
of it. I don't know.
And
Big
if you're
things
wondering
coming.
what that is like that's a throwback to an episode. Is that making it into a podcast?
Yeah, it made it last week.
Maybe I didn't listen
now.
to it again.
I do want to say other exciting things. I'm excited about the guests that we're working on to get on the
Oh my
podcast.
gosh, yeah.
We're bringing lots of value with them. I'm also excited about the expansion of Life Insurance Academy, and I don't know if people out there even know.
If the
we
peoples.
the peoples,
The listeners,
the listeners know about Life Insurance Academy. We haven't
especially
talked
those in
much about
Japan. If you're listening from Japan
Yes.
and you want access,
it. Yeah,
oh,
you found it. Say your line again. One doesn't.
hold on.
Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah. One does not simply chug the bottle. He merely sips it and wafts in its beautiful aromas of white oak, a freshly charred
Oh,
barrel,
this is
and corn, aged for over 10 years, and hand-selected. All right, we're not sponsored by an Old Forester, but we could be.
gosh.
We could be.
Hey guys,
I was impressed with how long he went on that.
Oh, you
What?
scored it.
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Roger's
Yes,
showing us a
I was
congratulations.
able to
He scored.
score a special bottle of this.
Yeah,
I haven't opened
so-
it because it looks so special.
But yeah, so 2021,
Big
on
stuff.
top of video resources for this podcast, Chris, big video resources for agents in the form of courses. And so a month ago, we ran a big special on Life Insurance Academy. That's kind of where this name of this podcast came from, is we have a video library on demand that you can take and walk through the final expense sales fundamentals. And we're turning up
Yes.
the heat on Life Insurance Academy and the resources that are going into.
We're
Chris,
very
you wanna-
excited about that.
Yeah, the final expense sales course is now available. There's, I believe, 19 on-demand videos and all kinds of downloadable resources.
And that's one thing I love about our course is, I'm a tactical guy. I already mentioned the downloads that we have for the podcast. The Academy also has those downloads with each module. So if you want to follow along, let's say you're the type of learner where, you need more than just video and hearing. You want to follow along with notes, or you want to take what you're learning in Life Insurance Academy to the field, you can download it and print it and take it with you.
Absolutely.
Dang,
It's
awesome.
packed full of resources.
Giving them everything but our address.
Look, if you want that too, send us a message. We'd love to meet you.
Hey, we can hang out, man.
Yeah.
There may be some special guests coming on for next year for the video edition. There's going to be additional resources being added to Life Insurance Academy podcast. We're going to be doing special training segments that we're adding, not just to the podcast, but to the actual academy itself. There's going to be special releases. I'm sure there'll be some webinars that we're hosting, maybe even for free, where people can join us possibly live. We could do an interactive Q&A with a session like this. Austin, these are just ideas. Lots of things coming for 2021.
If we're going to turn those ideas to real life, we need you. We need our agents. We need our listeners to tell us, what do you want more of? What do you want? How can we be of more help? So let us know. Let us help you make 2021 your best year yet. And let's hang out. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
I think it would be so fun.
It'd be fun.
We have so much fun here, just the four of us. We have a blast with our team. And there's so many of you across the nation, across the world, that we would love to meet. So, and as we wrap today's show, let us know on any of our social media platforms, in the comments, in the direct messages, on YouTube. You can get a head start by going to our YouTube channel and hitting subscribe so you get those notifications. But just let us know in the comments and in the messages, what do you want out of 2021 and how can we help you get that? Let us know and we'll catch you on another episode. You can find everything we talked about in today's episode at liapodcast.org/EP49. All the notes from all the episodes we mentioned are there. There will also be a form, so you can just fill it out there if you're not on social media. And just let us know. We're so excited for next year. We're so excited to bring this content to you, both audio and video. And we'll catch you next year. Happy New Year. Happy
You
New
made
Year,
it through
everybody.
2020. We're here. Happy New Year, Austin.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Chris.
Happy
New Year,
2021.
Zach. You can say that and then I'll repeat it back.
That's a
Happy
horn.
New Year, Roger.
Happy New Year, Roger.
As always, thanks so much for listening to the Life Insurance Academy podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to subscribe wherever you're listening, rate us 5 stars, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Life Insure Acad. Also, like we said, go to our YouTube channel. Just search Life Insurance Academy on YouTube and hit subscribe so you're the first to know of our brand new video podcast. The Life Insurance Academy podcast is hosted, edited, and mixed by me, Austin Lopes-Rivero. This episode was produced by Chris Ball and myself. Our theme song is by Flashing Lights. We'll catch you on our first video podcast, or again, still in the same location, here on the audio podcast. Until then, stay safe and go be a difference maker. And Happy New Year.